Hey there, I'm Simon, and I'm rocking that natural backlight at the moment. It's very bright, and I'm slightly silhouetted. Silhouetted? Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm simply dark because it's overexponented behind me, so my camera kind of focus on that instead of me. But it's not really light in here too, but I don't know. I just wanted to get some natural light in here for once. I actually put up the curtains fully. I tend to have them a bit. Wait, maybe this works. I'm gonna fuck around with my microphone a little bit, of course, as per usual. Maybe not. I'm just gonna lower myself as much as possible and go with this. Yeah, so I got some fries in my in my oven right now, so I'm gonna keep this fairly short, like 15-20 minutes, hopefully, so they won't get burnt. Actually, I didn't even preheat the oven. I just prepared them, or I started the oven, prepared them, and just instantly put them in. So it's probably gonna take like 25-30 minutes until they're done, really. But in about 15-20 minutes, I want to go and shuffle them about so they get a nice even crisp. I bought, like, I've talked about these fries before, but I bought a 2 kilo or 2 kilo packet of them for $3 or €2, 20 crowns. So many, so many currencies. I have I'm not 100% into the currencies anymore. Before I had a very good idea of how much the pound and euro and dollar was. Now I know about how much they are, but I haven't actually checked the currencies in a while. I did it a lot because it also I bought, like, I own insane amounts of games on Steam client where you can buy games if you're not into that sort of things, but I seriously have, like, it's fucking crazy. I got 700 games or something now. So, and I haven't spent as much money on that as you would think. I've spent a lot of money on it. A lot of my income have gone to that, but it's less that you may think because you can buy bundles of game for super cheap, like maybe 7-8 games for $5 legit through a Humble Bundle. That's a fucking amazing site. Oh, hello. Here's my face. Hey, hello. Yeah, this probably a bad idea with the backlight. Apparently causes some focus issues. Not that surprising, but I think my camera is really well at auto focusing. To be honest, I got a Logitech C920, I think. Let's see. Maybe it says on the. Uh, no. Actually, it doesn't say exact what model it is. It says 1080p at least, but that's not the information I'm out after. It is 1080p. It's just not great 1080p. I got my SLR camera laying around somewhere around here, but if I would use that, I would want to be able to plug it into my computer directly. And I don't have a tripod either, so I can't really put it up any. It's just too much of a hassle because otherwise I would actually need to sync the audio and stuff like that because I can't give it direct feed through my computer because it's too old to support that. It's a Nikon D3100 if you're into cameras. It was an awesome camera, quite not super cheap, but like good priced camera. A few years ago, it's probably even better priced by now, but it was one of the cameras that you got a lot of bang for your buck, and I'm really happy with it. Really, I want a new camera in the future, but I don't photograph that often. It might have changed if I actually upgraded my camera. But I should photograph a bit more. I haven't done that. I should do it now in the fall. Hopefully, maybe I get some sunlight tomorrow instead of this cloudy, gray sky. You can get quite awesome photos then too. I also got my flash. I got a quite nice flash, which I haven't used too much. So I could do some evening or night photography with it. It's interesting to photograph with flashes. It's something I haven't done too much, even though I own a really good flash. But yeah, it's a very different way to photograph, and I don't have the knowledge about how to use it 100%. I'm quite comfortable as a photographer otherwise, but you don't want to get comfortable really. But I mean, there's always so much things you can do with just the aperture and the shutter speed, and there's a lot of crazy things you can just do with those two settings. And I mean, I don't, if I photograph more often, I should probably have practice with my flash more too, because just to challenge myself. But now I photograph so rarely that just taking out my camera is kind of a challenge. It's something like I for sure have a natural talent with photographing, but I haven't done it a lot. I just started a few years ago, 4 years ago, when I was in the equivalent to high school, 11th grade. Yeah, 11th grade, pretty much. Yeah, sure. Or it might be 10th. No, it's 11th grade. Yeah. We go up to, it should be like 14th grade in Sweden. Not really. It's if you go to the high school or whatever, it's not mandatory that one. You're not obliged to do it. Or maybe you're obliged to do it. I'm not quite certain what that word means. Or how to pronounce it. Obligated, I might have think of. Well, it's not mandatory, as I said. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, so it's mandatory up to grade 10. And after that, you simply have, yeah, you can do that high school or gymnasium. We call it gymnasium. It's, yeah, 3 more years you can study. It's almost mandatory in the sense of like the social structures. It's often quite important to do, but not always. We live in an interesting modern time, but it's something you most likely should do, and most people actually finish it. It's for sure a minority that doesn't, which can make it harder for you to find jobs, but it's not impossible. But you also have a lot of different options with it. Less today because they reformed the school the year after mine, which kind of sucked because they took away a lot of options and cool things you could study and streamlined it a bit more. which is nice in the sense of you don't have to think about even more choices and shit like that, but I think it was a step backward in actually making school more futurized or actually fitting off the time. And instead, the fucking school minister decided to go back like 20 years again. They might have figured out now, but I think it just fucking sucks that you should have these like strange things you can study simply, especially in the gymnasium, high school, because I mean that's when you kind of start figure out what you want to do. I've kind of figured out what to do. I'm in college now, but I still don't really know. I want to work with media in some sense. That's what I studied in high school. That's what I'm studying now. I'm studying philosophy or sound design, but with a philosophical view, basically. Direction, maybe. So, and I basically started studying sound design because I think the other parts, like the more in the sense of photography or photography in the sense of filming too, and painting and Photoshop and stuff like that. I think I've got a bit better hang of that before. It's something I can teach myself fairly easy. But the sound things I didn't have a lot of experience in because we didn't get taught a lot of it. But yeah, I was talking about a channel I found that I said that I appreciated if he were watching stuff like that and gave him a shout out. I've changed my mind about him. I don't like the guy anymore. I'm actually going back to that video and removing the link and stuff to his channel. I realized what he was doing. It was basically just self-promoting. I don't know if he even watched my video. Maybe he did and he maybe actually enjoyed it to some extent, but you know, he started sending out these generic messages to a lot of people. I didn't notice it at first, but yeah, when I subbed to him after he left a comment on my channel. But the weird thing is what was too that I couldn't really see the comment properly. Like it didn't really show itself or whatever to call it. I just got it in my Google Plus notifications in YouTube. And I could read it through there, or most of it, at least. But I didn't find it connected to an actual video. And yeah, so I thought that was a bit strange. But I decided to sub anyway. I wrote a comment at his saying something like fairly nice, just giving some, just being nice simply. Like his content weren't amazing. It got a few sides of that he does better than me, and I mentioned that he can keep things more concise, but also like fuck that guy to some sense. He might be nice, but I just realized that he's basically parasiting a lot of attention from other channels discussing anxiety and depression and mental health. And I just think it's kind of shitty when you act like you're interested in that sort of stuff in someone's channel, someone like pouring their heart out. There's a lot of channels similar to mine. I think mine strikes a niche that a lot of them don't, because I ramble on for fucking forever. And I'm a foreigner too. I I'm a foreigner in the sense of the English language. I'm not a foreigner in Sweden. Not that that matters. I don't care about that too much. I feel like a foreigner in this country or this world. But yeah, it's just I got quite annoyed with him. Like as I said, I realized what he was doing. He was seeking attention from other channels. Not, as I said, maybe he watched the videos, like one video or not, but he subbed to me too. And then he unsubbed after a few days too. So that's when, like, when the flood or the flood broke or whatever to call it. There is a saying for that, but I can't quite remember it on top of my head if I'm supposed to keep a steady stream of consciousness as I'm doing now. But yeah, I just got pissed off with it. Like, fuck that guy. I think it's really shitty just when you actually also say these things. Like, it was in a positive manner, but it's also when you don't really mean it. And because, as I said, or maybe I didn't say it, but I really appreciated the comment and got quite happy about it and thought maybe we could be, have some kind of YouTube friendship or stuff like that. I'm actually a little bit searching for that to some extent. Just like, I wouldn't mind just finding a channel I can support. I find a few small channels that I support and stuff like that, but I've never gotten like a connection with them really too well. I really appreciate just the comment and stuff like that, but it's just, I don't know. It would be cool just to meet friends through YouTube. I like meeting new people from around the world, and a lot of them are like American. I barely interacted with anyone American, to be honest, which is quite strange because I've traveled the world basically. Never been in America, South or North, but yeah. And American culture is something I'm a sucker for, or parts of it. America is huge, so there is not just one culture. I also think it's interesting with like black and white culture that it's a thing. I understand it's a thing that because people been living so segregated from each other, but I also find it absurd that like so it's so segregated simply. And America, parts of America is, or a few people in America are they're very like good with this whole racist things both towards white and black people because it exists. Racism exists in every direction. Every people on this earth is racist to some extent. A lot of people is a lot better at not dealing with this like stupid thoughts you have. I can say I have some racism in me. I'm not denying that, but I'm also fighting it all the time. It's just with the Swedish media and how our society has been. There's a lot of underlying stuff, which I've noticed it have formed me a lot. Even though my parents always been very anti-racism, and I've gone that route too because it's a stupid thing. But I just think it's a limit of the human capacity. Like, it's not only racism, but it's just this prejudice or prejudice. I never can pronounce that correctly, But when you have all this thought about a person you never met, it doesn't matter if it's black, white, or whatever. Some people you will just think stuff about that's absolutely not true because that's how the human mind works. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Check my fries so they don't burn. And that's it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Write a comment if you feel like. Leave a like if you gotten this far. I respond to everything. More or less. It's quite certain I would respond. You would write something really weird for for me to not have an answer for it. But yeah. Fuck it. Have a good one. Bye.